Yo, what's up? 3 days ago, on Saturday, something very unusual happened for Enlisted. There was an emergency post. Yes, usually the Gopniks at GAIJIN spend their weekends drunk, lying somewhere in a corner of Chernobyl, but nope, this Saturday, a bit of effort was put into the game. Well, what happened? Because you never get announcements like this on Saturday. The only time I remember something like that happened was maybe 1 or 2 years ago when there were severe bugs, and then some fix came out on Saturday. Oh wait, I think it was a bug where you actually got more silver for something than you... I think it was a bug where when you sold items you got too much silver, and it was fixed, it was announced Friday, and it was literally fixed on Saturday. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember I made a video about that. Oh my god. Yep, there we have it. So... GAIJIN works in mysterious ways, and here people were very happy because there was an update to the Halloween event. Why were people happy about that? Because the Halloween event, well, sucks. And I made a video about it once it came out, and unlike the previous events, I literally bothered only logging in once in this event and then never again. And here's the thing, for those who are new to the channel, no, I'm not negative. I'm literally posting more positive stuff about the game than anyone else. Just look at my guides and my full games. This is more and better advertisement for Enlisted than anyone else is doing. Secondly, over the last months, well, most news updates were, well, doom and gloom, because GAIJIN is fucking up the game. But if no one makes posts about how GAIJIN fucks up the game, GAIJIN will keep fucking up. So if I don't post videos where I expose GAIJIN being a bunch of incompetent fucks, the game will definitely die. But if I make videos like these, and people talk about it, and share them, and GAIJIN notices, then, oh, GAIJIN might change its opinion. Because here's the problem, GAIJIN is an extremely lazy and arrogant company. GAIJIN doesn't care about what people do, and it doesn't care about what's wrong or right. GAIJIN literally just thinks everything it does is right, and in extreme rare exceptional cases, GAIJIN listens to the players, but not in a reasonable way, by looking at what makes sense and what not. No, GAIJIN literally just looks at who posted the most, who got the most upvotes on some random post. So literally all the statistical fallacies that are specifically a problem in such approaches are what GAIJIN uses to make decisions. Yeah, so it's stupid, yeah? The only thing that works is many players understanding what's going on, being informed what's going on, and being, well, I forgot the word now, but yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, so, now what happened on Saturday? This update was posted. Commanders, have you managed to collect enough tainted souls to open the gates of destiny yet? The Reaper has noticed your actions and is preparing to reward your efforts. From now on, you can receive up to 3 silver chests per day by playing the event, 1 for each victory. Alright? In simple words, in less spooky words, if you play this event and you win, you can get for each of the first 3 wins a loot box. Literally the boxes that you bought for 5,000 a couple weeks ago. Okay, I'm gonna comment it later. And then, other changes. Fix the bug that made it impossible to pick up blah blah, doesn't matter. Change the wave composition for better distribution of elite enemies. So the waves are less overpowered now. Reduce the health of the elite Uber Flame Trooper and the elite Uber Rifleman. Yep, so here's the, and I'm gonna read some comments now about from the Reddit post about what people think there. And of course this post got ratioed because it just, people are ridiculously angry. And fun fact, when I made my initial review video about this event, most people agree that the event sucks, but there were like, I don't know, 20-30% that said, yeah, it's not that bad, you're too negative. Okay, I'm fine with that, people can disagree. But here's the thing, I don't really state my opinion, I analyze the game. Like, I don't have really opinions about stuff like that. So what I make in these videos are predictions about is the event going to be good or not. Because obviously if you play the game for 3 years and you understand the game very well, you will see and understand things faster than other people. So literally every single time this year GAIJIN released an ass event, I predicted, is it good, is it medium, is it bad? Every time my prediction was exactly right. And the people who disagreed with me in the beginning, they all agreed after a few days. Because the fatigue set in and they said, oh, this event is ass. Yes, it is ass. Problem is, if people don't see it coming, they pay for the event right at the beginning. And then GAIJIN thinks, oh, we made enough money with this event, we can make the next event even worse, or shitty as the previous one. And the fucking downward spiral keeps going. And I even post links under every event so you can compare my old news post from 1 or 2 years ago to see what good events you had in the past. Imagine an event where you play for like 21 days and the grind is quite weak, so very easy to grind, and you get a strong American paratrooper squad and a good German paratrooper squad. Yep. This was the events of the past, and now you get bullshit events like these that aren't even fun to play. And you didn't have to play any cringe-ass games, no, you just played normal games and just collected 20,000 experience for 2 days. This is how literally it was much better than it's now. Well, so here's the problem with these boxes. Unlike the previous events, you can't even win. I remember the Halloween event from 2024 was running around 4 different maps, and you just, well, depending on how fast you were, you could win in something like 10 to 15 minutes. And it was completely normal to win in this event. It was literally normal to win. The question was, how fast are you going to win? That was the only question back then. How fast are you going to win? So you got the prizes, which by the way were much better than in this event too. You got the prizes reliably, and you just basically played to be a sweatass and to just have your name on a higher top 8 list with the fastest capping numbers. All right, so winning was never an issue. In this event, winning is almost impossible. And no, I'm not saying that with my deep experience of one game. No, I'm saying this from reading like roughly 200 comments across 3 posts where the vast majority states that they cannot win this event. So in order to win this event, you apparently need to survive something like 31 waves. Most people lose after the 10th wave. And this was even well, even now after the nerf, when the waves got weaker, people still lose. People complain about, well, let's read what they complain about. So, someone says 1 for each victory, never seen the victory screen a single time. Yes. This is the highest upvoted comment in the whole post. People simply don't win in this event. But by the way, what type of retardation is it that you have a so-called fun Halloween event where there's absolutely no fun, it's just mindless grind, and you don't even get rewarded by winning properly? Like, what the fuck is this? like, do you understand that if you want hard competitive games, you can already play normal enlisted? These events need to be fun and relaxing and interesting and not fucking toxic and grindy. And then someone says, and isn't winning run like 50 minutes long? That's 3 hours a day just on the winning runs. Yes, exactly. Now, multiple people said they need like 40 minutes to win a single game. Okay, with obviously inefficiencies in between, you can expect something like definitely 2 to 2.5 hours. If you're a good player, to at least having to play this event to get 3 boxes. Which by themselves are mostly worthless, because most of the boxes will give you something like a dump-ass sticker or dump-ass name change decorators or other bullshit that's worthless. Like, here's the thing, in other games that I know, I saw over the last years, whenever there's some special event, if there are boxes like these, or in Magic the Gathering, whenever you can win booster boxes or booster packs, for these special events, they change the content of these random products to make them better. Because these companies know, they are intelligent, they understand, oh, if people play these special events for fun, and it's especially hard to win something, we need to improve the content of these boxes so people so people don't get frustrated having to grind 3 fucking hours and then opening bullshit in their boxes. Yeah. It's completely retarded that GAIJIN is using the same fucking probabilities as always. And keep in mind, the normal loot boxes are intended to drain all of your silver. So you get addicted to the boxes, and once you're out of silver, you're gonna be completely dried out, and then you have to buy silver with real currency. This is the intention of the loot boxes. And for that, they have to be as bad as it gets. So people buy more of them, because if they were good, you wouldn't have to buy that many. Yep. So yeah. But for this event, they could have just decreased the likelihood for the bullshit content and increased the likelihood for example, the weapons. You could tenfold the likelihood for squads and weapons, or just silver, and it still would be very low, because the basic chances for them are already extremely low. But nope, GAIJIN didn't do that, so yep, you have to grind like 3 hours, and then you still get nothing on average. And keep in mind, you play, let's say, 2.5 hours to win 3 games if you win every game you play. How many people can actually win 3 games in a row? It's basically no one. So if you really do the expected value of how long you have to play to get these so-called improved price payouts for this event, then I would assume the average player will have to play 6-7 hours in a stack in order to get 3 wins. Yep, this is retarded. And for those wondering, oh, but you don't have to win 3 boxes. Yes, but here's the thing. This alleged improvement of the event is only valid if you also get the prizes. Because they could give out people just 3 boxes for the first win, and tada, everything would be fine. Or they could give you 1 free box for your first game completed, and then let's say 1... Here's what I would have done, by the way. I would have given people 1 box. First of all, I would have completely not done this bullshit event. Just watch my previous video. I would have just used the perfect first ever zombie event that everyone loved to play. I myself played like 15 hours on that event across 1 month. But if you have this bullshit event already in place, well, give people 1 box for the first game every day they complete, and then give someone like 1 or 2 boxes. Let's put it this way. If GAIJIN is too lazy to change the box probabilities, give everyone 2 boxes for the first 1 game and 3 boxes for the second 1 game. Tada. This would be a much better payout. And no, GAIJIN, you don't lose any cents or pennies, because these boxes are ass anyway. You could fucking double the payout that I just now said, and it still won't change anything. But people would like the game more and would despise GAIJIN less, which, by the way, would increase profits overall, because less GAIJIN fatigue. But okay. Well, then someone says, yeah, wait, you can actually win the fights. I thought you just fight until you inevitably die. The farthest I got was the wave and the zombie players show up, who are pretty much impossible to kill with the shitty weapons we are given. Yep, this is the fun thing. When I saw the event, I also assumed it would be like the very first zombie event, where you actually could not win. You literally just played until you eventually die, get overwhelmed. Because no matter how good you are, I think it was coded in a way that the zombies get more and more, like more zombies every wave, and stronger, and eventually it becomes impossible to survive. I also thought it's like that, but apparently, well, you know now it's not like that. But it's a reasonable assumption of people to think this event is unwinnable, because it's just ridiculously hard in the beginning already. Yes. Alright. Alright, then... What else do people say? Unless you get the glitch that lets you have 12 players, or you have 4 dedicated players who will not rage quit, you will not see victory at all. You all need to change it to matches played to incentivize people to stay once a match started. Yes. This is... Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Here's a fun fact. GAIJIN could actually do 1 box for the first completed match, 2 boxes for the second, and 3 boxes for the third. And if you win a match, you get 3 extra boxes. By the way, this would be an actually reasonable payout, where many people actually would like playing the event. They still would get fatigued after a few days because the event isn't fun, but they would at least be able to get enough boxes to actually enjoy it. But yep, whatever. Well, okay. And then someone says, perhaps the community manager could stream on Twitch again and demonstrate how to win as a solo player. Yep, I've heard that Enlisted used to have GAIJIN streams, but they completely disappeared. Not that I watched them, or not that I think many people were interested in watching GAIJIN streams, but yeah, whatever. And yeah, but I know that people absolutely want Twitch drops. But GAIJIN doesn't give enlisted players any Twitch drops. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? GAIJIN! I didn't even know when I started playing this game what Twitch drops were, because I never used Twitch, but then people told me, oh, you log in to watching some random Twitch video and you get a key or something, and then you have to connect your account. I literally didn't bother doing it because it were too many steps, so I thought, okay, fuck it. But many people like Twitch drops, I know, so yeah, this would be good. But no Twitch drops anyway. By the way, how do you know that how people working on a game don't play the game? Besides the game being retardedly designed, you never see live streams. There's nothing easier than someone... Well, first of all, anyone working on video games should play the game fucking at least 1 hour every day. At least 1 hour every day on average. And there's nothing easier than, obviously you wouldn't do it every day, you would just sit down once, like twice per week and play 3 hours or something like that. There's nothing easier than just streaming that. Even if you don't talk, you could just stream it, and there would always be some people watching it. And once again, people would say, oh, let's see, interesting. Even if you're bad at the game, some people would still be interested to see it. And you would increase confidence of the player base that the game is going to be well, because, oh, it shows that you're actually enjoying your product. Yep. It's like some billionaire who owns a supermarket chain making some random cringe-ass advertisement how he goes into his own supermarket and buys some random discount stuff. Yes, there are enough people who believe that he would actually do that, but even if you don't believe it, it still looks positive and comfy, and it still would improve your opinion of this supermarket chain and of this billionaire, right? Now, if you're a video game developer, you can just sit on your fat, diabetical ass and just stream a bit. Yep, it would work, but nope, alright. GAIJIN, don't be thinking like that. Well, then someone says, fuck off, 1 run is around 50 minutes long and it's insanely rare. Bullshit change. Yes, that's what I think. Like, you basically no one wins. Then, am I the only one who thinks that the zombies reach you from more distance than they should, or is it just my imagination? Yeah, I also heard that zombies, some of them are completely overpowered. By the way, the people who complain about bots being overpowered, here's the thing. The Spooktober tournament showed us that bots are ridiculously, insanely weak. How did we figure that eventually out? Well, sometimes we went into custom games and we played 2 versus 2 with 8 bots on each side. We played with BR1 equipment and the bots had, as we saw, up to BR4 equipment. The bots used BR3 tanks and the bots used BR4 machine guns sometimes. So like we saw the MG42 early premium squad constantly running around. While we were running around with BR1 SMGs that we don't even know the names of. So, and the bots still, without any exception, were by far always the lowest in the team. And it was usually like the real players had 10,000 to 8 to 10,000 experience, and the bots had something like 1 to 2,000. Tada. Even despite completely unfair weapons. So yeah, keep that in mind. Especially if you look at the zombies in this event, because they are unfair. These zombies are imbalanced, because they get insanely unfair abilities. This is what really unfair, overpowered bots look like. Not what you see in the normal games. Alright? Then someone says the event is so bad that you had to give additional rewards. And like always, not just for playing, but only for winning. Jokes really write themselves. Yes. And then people start saying this is literally an April Fool's event, not the Halloween event. Yes. Yes. Alright. Yeah, and also for those wondering why do you get the boxes only if you win? Well, because here's the thing. Some games award you for just entering games, but since you can leave games or just stay AFK, people... Well, here's the reason. You could theoretically get into a game and just go leave your keyboard, do something reasonable with your time, and then let the game end, and eventually you get a random box for free. This would be obviously toxic because the people who actually want to play the event would always get fucked and nerfed and griefed by 2-3 dudes in their teams who don't do anything. So that's why they only count wins. But well, guess what? There are intelligent ways to code the event to see whether someone was actually active or not. Yep. For example, by average amount of points that someone got, or minimum amount of kills, or something like that, whatever. But not this complete lazy bum-ass condition of, oh, you have to win the game. Yeah, this is just bad. This is just bad. Then someone said, didn't expect an update on Saturday, so that's something. Yep, as I described in the beginning, it's very rare. Then, I've won but didn't get the silver box. And yeah, it's bullshit, nearly impossible to win. I remember reading on Saturday night that it was bugged and people didn't get any boxes. So this emergency update was even bugged itself. Okay. Oh god. All right. Well, here's the thing. I have to, for YouTube's sake, skip the really spicy comments actually. And we know that the actual funny spicy comments were already deleted because the mods in enlisted Reddit are absolute bum creatures. All right. Not all, but most. Okay, then someone says, why are they so afraid to add ammo boxes to the map? Are they angry because players got rewards too easily last year? Yes, literally every complaint I heard was, why are there no ammo boxes? And I thought initially you could just, if you take a random engineer or something like that, but then people told me the engineer can't build engineer boxes. I don't know if it's true, but yeah, you definitely don't get easy access to ammo, which is like, what the fuck? Like, why? It's just stupid. And someone says, this is heavily inspired by the original World at War Zombies, where ammo economy was a big part of the gameplay. You had to buy new guns to get ammo or get an ammo drop from the zombies. I won't say it's a good design or anything, but the parallel with the game mode is obvious. Yes, since I barely play any other games, or rarely, I don't know, especially not random Zoomer games, I didn't know all these other games that existed. But yeah, it makes sense that basically all these events, GAIJIN just basically copied one-to-one what other games already did. But made it worse. Because I'm very sure no other game company, especially a game company that's serious about making money, would fuck up so hard with an event. I'm very sure others would not. Because yes, here's the thing, if GAIJIN fucks up, they think, oh yeah, instead of making 2,000 profit, we make only 500. And they don't care, they just get drunk anyway over the weekend. But big game companies would say, oh, if we fuck up, instead of making 1 million profit, we barely make any profit, and then I get fired. So there's enough pressure and fire under every bump's asses in those studios to actually deliver something. Yeah, which is how it should be. People should never just be arrogant and say, "Oh, I'm going to do whatever I want," and the millions of players have to accept it. Yeah, no, this is ridiculous. And then, well, that's basically all the comments. Yep, that's basically all the comments. Well. And of course the obligatory 50% comments complaining about those green crawlers. Yes, these are I think called engineers and they have phosphor grenades. Insanely buffed phosphor grenades by the way, and once they drop they completely destroy you. One thing I've read in some comments too is that people said if you lie down on the ground, the zombies have problem noticing you, giving you an advantage to just survive and kill them easily. If that's true, it might help you, though I'm not sure if it works though. So yeah, just try it out for yourself if you want to play the event. Alright, now you're up to date with the over the weekend brain rot that GAIJIN delivered. Now, here's my prediction for this week. We're gonna get the gold premium event, premium squad sale, which is gonna be more exciting than the previous one because they're actually more cool, exciting premium squads to buy for gold than for real life currency. So stay up to date for that. There's definitely gonna be some stuff worth buying. And also, I expect either this week or next week the spoilers and previews for the December update to start. And once again, my prediction is GAIJIN needs to drop Manchuria, Soviets versus Japanese. Otherwise, enlisted is mobbed. Otherwise, enlisted gonna mob. So GAIJIN, get your fucking stuff together and deliver. Yes. And don't worry, I have a little positive video for those of you who say, oh no, it's too gloomy, I barely survived Spooktober and your video updates are gloom and doom. Well, don't worry, I'm gonna positivity bomb you in one of the coming videos. So, make sure you like the video and share it with all the other enlisted nerds you know, so they don't get gooned by GAIJIN's trickery. And of course, subscribe if you're new. And until next time, goodbye.